Welcome back to the program. Joining me now, Clif Chitwood. He is with the Great River Economic Development Foundation. He's the head honcho up there. And Mississippi County Judge John Allen Nelson. Judge Nelson, Clif, thank you both for being here. Appreciate it.
Good morning.
Let's talk about this miracle happening in Mississippi County. The rest of the state needs to know more about what's going on up there. Big announcement this week, $120 million investment from Zeckelman Industries. Clif, I'll let you just give us a little bit of the details of what they announced.
They're announcing a new plant which will be making they make structural steel pipe for bridges, that type of thing, and they're making a new galvanized pipe in larger sizes than are at present available in North America, but are needed. So we won't have to import those anymore.
It'll take jobs up as well. So.
That's right.
Judge Nelson and Clif, I want to get your take on this too. What's been happening in the region with all of the investment in the steel industry up there? I mean, it has been a phenomenal, multi-decade run, but particularly in the last 10, 15 years, it has been exceptional.
It's just exploded recently. Clif has been in the trenches since the very beginning, and I was on the legislative body at the time, but you're right, in the last 6, 7 years, it has just seemed to have really begun coming apart.
Yeah, Clif, it's been by design, and you've been part of the person designing it, so I want to hear what kind of went into the thinking of how you guys plan to make this happen.
Well, in the 90s, Mississippi County lost 9,000 jobs. We lost the textile plant, we lost the Borg-Warner plant, the Milwaukee tool plant, the shoe factory, the cabinet factory, all the traditional
the Air Force Base.
And the Air Force Base. All that added up to 18,000 people. At which point we were in near despair. I was working as the redevelopment officer at the former Blyville Air Force Base. And the leaders at the time, the mayor of Blyville, the mayor of Osceola, the county judge, decided instead of Osceola and Blyville fighting each other, perhaps it was time to lay down the cudgels and get on the same team. We asked the people to pass a 1/2 cent sales tax, the proceeds of which would be used to bring industry and jobs to Mississippi County. To date, we have invested local funds approximately $78 million towards that effort.
But you've had billions of dollars invested from private sector.
$8 billion from the
amazing.
Private sector. And of course, the state of Arkansas has been a great partner on all of our projects.
Yeah. How did you guys come to hone in on the steel industry? I mean, I know Nucor had a presence there that went back to the Clinton administration, if I recall correctly, but just still the other capitalization on that particular industry had to take some special focus.
We decided, the first thing we started doing was trying to bring in more downstream customers for Nucor. And Zeckelman was actually one of our first successes there. They came in 2010 with their first plant. Then Tenaris, which makes oil and gas pipe, was another success story. Roll Coater was another. And then our group decided that, we have more than one stretch of Mississippi River in the county, and there were 3 or 4 sites in the Osceola area that were still open. So we began to actively market those. We had the county spent $500,000 getting the original Big River Steel site certified, and we just went on the road. We started going to steel shows in the United States, in Europe, showing them what we had to offer.
Yeah, Judge Nelson, he's a pretty good salesman, isn't he?
Yes, he is. He's a very good salesman for Mississippi County.
But your role with the county and the Quorum Court up there and that 1/2 cent sales tax and getting that passed, a lot of people don't want to raise taxes, and when you were talking about the job losses that Clif mentioned and the economic decline that came from that, it had to be a hard sell to get people to say, let's raise our taxes.
Yes, it is.
Tell me how that happened and how you kind of think that his continued.
Well, this is the third time or the third vote we've had on it. So we get behind and do the campaign and let the local people know exactly what their tax dollars are going for and what it's done for the county, which it's been a tremendous boost in sales tax revenue. We're the 7th largest in the state right now. As far as jobs and construction jobs and regular salary jobs, it has just continues to explode. So the people understands and they're behind the tax that supports the foundation, which is Mississippi County is the first county in the state of Arkansas to support an economic development foundation through a sales tax.
Tell me what you guys are planning for next, because with this success in the steel industry, you got quality of life issues, you got housing issues,
Yes,
you've got other types of infrastructure. How are you guys, I guess, planning now for where you see things going?
Well, we're going to continue to support the steel industry and help those downstream customers come in. We're continuing to market the Mississippi River, which is one of our biggest assets. But one of the diamonds in the rough that most people don't see is the former Ecker Air Force Base. We've got a runway that's 2 miles long and 300 feet wide. It's a very rare facility out there, and we have not marketed it enough, but we are doing that now through Congressman Crawford and Senator Bozeman and Senator Cotton. They've gotten us $2 million that is coming through, that went through the THUD bill and is going to be administered by HUD. We're going to take down half of the old Capehart housing unit on the Air Force Base, and we're going to put it back in its original design, and then we're going to put houses for our workforce there.
You got a Cold War Center going into that place too. Cliff, tell me how the transformation of the Aeroplex is going to help you guys market for additional economic projects.
Well, aerospace, of course, is a huge industry, and we have an ideal place to locate aerospace businesses, either military or munitions or private sector. We have a large private sector company there now, Aviation Repair Technologies. They employ about 200 people, but we've got room for a lot more, and we're preparing certified sites on the airline, on the air base, as well as right on the flight line.
Maybe you could speak to this too, and you can add to what Cliff has to say here on this, but you got to get a workforce to stay permanently in that region. You do have some transients with the transitory workforce with the steel industry there. People will come and work for a period of time and leave, but you guys are doing some things to build that quality of life to make people want to stay there. What's in the works? What's in the plans for that?
Well, one of the things we're proudest of is Arkansas Northeastern College. This will probably be a surprise to most people, but graduates of Arkansas Northeastern College start out making more money than any university in Arkansas, and that includes the University of Arkansas Medical School.
Wow.
Which is quite astounding. 5 years later, they're still ahead of the medical school. 10 years out, the doctors, bless their heart, do catch up, but by then our guys are halfway to retirement. So there is no replacement for excellent workforce training. A company is never going to leave a place where they have an in-place, highly skilled, hustling workforce. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So we pour a lot of our economic development resources into providing free training, cooperative training with our companies. And lately, and this is something that the Zeckelman industry has agreed to do, is provide scholarships to Bible students. U.S. Steel provides some to Osceola students to enter what we call the Steel Academy, where when they're juniors and seniors in high school, they can start to learn the basics of the steel industry and what they need to do in order to get into that industry.
So about 15 seconds left.
All right, one other big thing, and this is the brainchild of Clif, is the Live Here, Work Here program.
Yes.
You come into Mississippi County and you gain employment through one of our contracted industries. We'll pay for 10% of a house, so if you build a $500,000 house, we'll get you $50,000 tax-free to you, and you stay there 4 years and it's yours.
If I was a younger man, I'd be up there, but I'm not. I don't know if I can convince my wife at this age. Cliff, Judge Nelson, thank you both for being here. Appreciate it. Congratulations. Continued success for you. We'll keep following this story.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We're back with more right after this.